He's one hairy-handed gent who ran a knocking Kent. Lately he's been overheard in Mayfair. You better stay away from him. Get the lungs out, Jim. I'd like to read his Taylor. Ooh, werewolves of London. Ooh, werewolves of London. Whoa. Hi there. What's up? Welcome. Sorry, we'll get the show started now. Hello, everybody. This is Princess Marya, and welcome back to another wonderful installment of Diary of a Vampire, the series where I answer all of your ever-burning questions about my life as the daughter of Dracula and Princess of the Vampires. This is actually part 2 to our initial installment, but the cool thing is that in the time between that initial installment's part 1 and now, I have gotten questions from different horror hosts across the horror host community, also known as you guys, the people watching this. So, Sandor was right, you guys were just afraid of me. Now, if you'll give me a chance to just adjust my glasses, I would be more than happy to answer your questions. I think we're going to start with this one. Okay, so our first question comes to us from Chad of the Chad and Bunny Show. First off, I'd like to thank Chad for sending in this question, because it's actually a very interesting question. But before I read it for you guys, I'd like to first say a bit about the Chad and Bunny Show. Now, I haven't seen a lot of their stuff, but what I do know is that they're identical twins, and their show is mainly just about their lives, and just a little less horror than you would expect. Bunny does science experiments here and there. I haven't actually seen one yet, but I figure in the words of Doc, everything goes horribly wrong. End quote, every time. But I want to put my faith in Bunny. When I see one of his science experiments, we'll figure out for real if everything goes horribly wrong every time. Between the two of them, Chad is my favorite. Sorry, Bunny. And that is because of what happened to Chad with the cursed coin. If you're interested in that, go check out Dr. Dread Reviews. I think it's in the Realm of Shadows video, where you can see what happened to Chad when the cursed coin came into his life. Okay, so with all that advertising out of the way, Chad's question is, what does your coffin look like? Now, Chad, I wanted to start with this question because I think you guys are all going to be in for another surprise, and that surprise is that coffins actually went out of style. And if you're saying, wait, what? So, some vampires still sleep in coffins, right? It's tradition. We've had coffins for millennia at this point. But when I say they went out of style, it's mainly because for new vampires, there has been a demand for more space and less risk of hitting your head on the lid of the thing. And as a result, nowadays, younger vampires, such as myself, are finding out that sleeping in beds is way better. And as a result, I personally do not sleep in a coffin. I do have pictures of my bed, though, to show you, so we're going to show those off. Sandor, if you'd please. Thank you, Sandor. Oh, he did such a wonderful job putting that together, what did you say? Kind of strange, though, that he had to edit it at the last minute and wouldn't tell me why. Guess it doesn't really matter. Okay, for our next question. Next question comes to us from Dr. Dread of Dr. Dread Reviews. So I'd really like to thank Doc for sending this question in first off, and also just for supporting the show. He actually featured Marya's Toony Terrors on his Swamp Theater show in the form of an autographed pic from yours truly. So thank you, Doc, again for doing that. And in return, I'd like to take a moment to just advertise Dr. Dread's show, Dr. Dread Reviews, as well as Swamp Theater. So Dr. Dread Reviews is his weekly show where he will get on and review a newer horror movie. He's even done a few from this year, actually. And he'll give it a rating of 1 to 4 skulls, 1 being the worst, 4 being the best, alongside his rat-bit sidekick Bucky, who not only tells some corny jokes at the top of the show, but will also give his own skull rating in that same scale that I just mentioned. As for Swamp Theater, Doc and Bucky go to their abandoned theater they found in their secluded swamp, and will show off some movies that they found in the old projection room. Helping them out with that is their pal Morty, who mans that projector and does a very good job of doing it. So if you're interested in Dr. Dread reviews or Swamp Theater, I'll put the link to their channel in the description, and I'll be sure that you guys have a way to find them. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and answer Doc's question. Doc asks, is it true about garlic? Are onions safe for you? Well, Doc, this is a very good question. If you're referring to the whole story that garlic repels vampires, the answer is yes, that is true. It's not as powerful as if you have a cross. If you've seen the Universal documentary about my dad, you would know that crosses also work as a repellent. So garlic is not as powerful as a cross, but it still works as a repellent. But in terms of if onions are safe for me, I would say the answer is yes, so long as it is either baked into something or it's a small quantity. Like, I could have onion rings, or I'm trying to think of other things that have onions in them, like a soup that's got onions in it. You know, I could have those sorts of things and it'd be fine, so long as it's in moderation, obviously. Like, I can't go into an Arby's and get 3 orders of onion rings and expect to be fine afterward. That's not right. But, like, I can get, like, 1 thing of onion rings and I'll be fine. That is Arby's that has onion rings, right, Sandor? Oh, it's been a while since you've been out in the mortal world with me? Yeah, I guess I forgot. Sorry, Sandor. But, yeah, so long as it's a small quantity of onions, or, like, it's baked into something, like, you give me, like, a slice of an onion and I'd be fine. Like, small quantity or made into something else that just has onions in it, like, I'll be fine with that. It's not like a total repellent when it's in something else, like an onion ring. But there's the answer to your question. Let's get on with our next one. Okay, so our next 2 questions actually come from Dad's favorite servant, our man in the field, Mr. Renfield. Renfield's first question is, what is your favorite thing about being a vampire? And to answer that question, I would say it's the fact that we live eternally. I can see so many changes in society between now and when I was a vamplet. And when I was a vamplet, things were so different. I mean, I remember playing with stereoscopes and just messing with stereographs all day, having to listen to the party line to get information. I remember all that stuff. And nowadays, I see mortals playing on these strange things. I actually have one. Okay, so it just occurred to me that before I show you this mortal contraption, maybe I should show you guys the stereoscope I had as a vamplet so you guys can understand why this fascinates me so much and why I love that I can live for all eternity. So, this is my stereoscope from when I was a vamplet. Basically, what you do is you'd hold this handle, and I take off my glasses when I use it, and you'd put in like one of these little cards I have here. So these 2 actually go together, so I will just close the handle real quick so I can show you guys. So this one is called Always the Way Before Marriage. And this one is called Too Often the Way After Marriage. So, as you can see, those 2 stereographs practically are comedic in that they go together, you know, before marriage, after marriage, before marriage, after marriage. You get it. You get it. So then what I would do is I would take my stereoscope, open up the handle again, right, like that. Then I'd put in the stereograph into these little pegs here, and then I'd hold it up, and it would form a 3D image that I could look at. And I would just entertain myself with this all day long. That make sense? Good. And now for that mortal contraption I promised you. I don't get it, guys, but I found this the other day and I have no idea what it is. All I know is that when I open it up, there's like 2 movie screens inside of it, and oh golly, the blue light just came on. The screens are turning on. The screen light came on and whoa. This is awesome! Whoa. Now I wish I was a vamplet nowadays! Oh, sorry, I should be answering your question, Renfield. Anyway, as you just saw, the entertainment that I had as a vamplet and what mortals have nowadays is so different. And getting to live eternally means I'll get to see entertainment, technology, society, just everything about the mortals continue to evolve. And I'll get to see vampire society evolve too. I'll get to see all monsters evolve with it. And just getting to see time in all its glory is just so amazing to me. And I guess overall, that's my favorite thing about being a vampire. Now, without further ado, on to Renfield's second question, which will be our final question of this episode. Okay, so our second question from Renfield, and our final question of this installment is, do different blood types taste different? Okay, Renfield, so here's the thing. I don't know, because I use tomato juice as a blood substitute and have never drank blood in my entire life. I have no idea about how blood tastes and if the different types taste different. But I didn't want to leave your question unanswered. So I contacted my cousin Emmaline, who does drink blood, which is really disgusting, and she has provided you with her full-on account of what every blood type tastes like. I will read it for you right now. Okay, so Cousin Emmaline says, O negative is best because it is the universal donor. It is both sweet and sour, with a hint of something like milk. She also writes, B negative is very sour in taste, and is quite hard to swallow, whereas A negative has a subtle spiciness to it that is often enjoyed in vampiric cocktails. It is also known for being able to help vampires with frostbite, as drinking it warms their bodies. Who knew? A positive is surprisingly bitter at first, but then becomes overwhelmingly sweet. The shift in tastes often makes it a favorite on April Fool's Day, which is a result of its ability to be easily confused with AB positive in terms of taste. Can't wait to see what she wrote about AB positive. She says, B positive is my personal favorite, due to the dry taste it is known for. This dryness makes it easier to drink in one sitting, as opposed to the other blood types, whose taste may surprise a vampire and cause them to need to bite their victim twice. I don't know about you all, but I'm finding this pretty interesting. She has a second page, so I'll read that now. O positive is much more spicy than A negative, thus making it a great substitute for hot sauce? The more you know. This substitution is common in vampiric circles, as unlike hot sauce, which must be applied to food before being eaten, O positive can be drank on its own without any additives. Just next time I'm in a vampiric circle, I'll have to see what they're using. O positive, O hot sauce. She then says, AB positive, is bitter in taste and always remains so when drank. It is personally my go-to when B positive is unavailable. I enjoy bitter and dry tastes in my food, drink, and blood, thus making AB positive and B positive my absolute favorites. She does clarify those, since I told her we're trying to answer your question that all vampires have different preferences. This isn't like a whole general thing, like just because she likes those two, like, that doesn't mean everybody in the vampire community likes those two. Anyway, she finishes by saying, AB negative is my least favorite, as it is often tasteless. With its absence of flavor, it does not leave much of an impression. Luckily, I often encounter it only in the most serious and boring of mortals. As a result, I am able to assume a mortal is AB negative based on their personality, and refrain from drinking their blood. I haven't heard a more creative insult in my entire undead life. Wow. Ooh, looks like there's a little bit more. Oh no, that's just her closing the letter. She says, hopefully this answers your question, my friend. Feel free to inquire again if necessary. Hopefully the best is in your future, and the worst is in your past. Yours sincerely, Emmaline Dracula. That's how she always ends her letters. She's basically telling you she hopes the best is yet to come, and the worst is already behind you. Well, there you have it. All the blood types and how they taste according to Cousin Emmaline. Thanks again for sending in that question, Renfield. I hope that answered it. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this installment of Diary of a Vampire. I do sincerely hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, feel free to subscribe and hit the bell icon to become an official Bat in the Belfry. That means you'll be notified every time we upload a new video to the Marya's Toony Terrors YouTube channel, be that Marya's Toony Terrors, our official show, Diary of a Vampire, our side content, or just any other content at all that we upload to the channel. You'll be notified when it's uploaded if you hit that bell icon and become one of our official Bats in the Belfry. And if you already have hit that bell icon, thank you! Also feel free to like and share with your friends. We always love to grow the channel. And if you have a question, feel free to leave it in the comments section, and I might just answer it in our next installment. Again, thanks for watching, and have a lovely day or night, wherever you are. And always remember, if you're flying left, you're flying the wrong way. See ya!